A few months ago, I made a datapack that adds Patapon into Minecraft. Since it's been out for quite some time now, I felt that an update was long overdue. So here it is. There will be timestamps in the description. Let's get started! In this update, the Patapons now have two modes that we can set them to. Firstly, there is Citizen mode. This allows them to move around freely, open doors, and sleep in beds. They basically act like baby villagers, which means they will be unable to protect themselves. The Patapons will spawn naturally in this mode. Next is Pet mode. To put the Patapon in this state, you must be close and throw a potato at them. If this happens, you'll notice a heart particle. The Patapon will be tamed to that player and will behave like a tamed wolf. This means they can follow the player, battle other mobs, or be forced to sit to remain still. To turn the Patapons back into Citizen mode, you throw them a carrot. You can also heal them by throwing a cake at them. I recommend throwing these items one at a time for each Patapon. More on that later. The next feature I added is a level system. Just like in Patapon 2, you can now upgrade your Patapons up to level 10. There are also new models made for each Patapon in order to reflect the level they are in. I also changed some of the Patapons' abilities. Also, as the Patapons levels up, they will get stronger, tougher, and their abilities may get better. So let's take a look at each of them. This is a normal Patapon. It doesn't have any special abilities. As it levels up, it gets stronger and tougher. To increase the level of this Patapon, you will need to throw a block of copper at it. This is what the Patapon looks like at levels 1 to 4. This is what it looks like for levels 5 to 9. Lastly, this is its final form at level 10. Next up is the Pyopyo Rarepon. This is the fastest Rarepon. It is also slightly stronger and tougher than normal. Its speed will increase as it levels up. However, its speed will only apply if this Patapon is in pet mode. To upgrade, you will need to throw an iron ingot at it. This is what the Patapon looks like at levels 1 to 4. This is what it looks like for levels 5 to 9. Lastly, this is its final form at level 10. Following after is the Gekoroth Rarepon. It is slightly stronger and tougher than Pyopyo. Since this Rarepon is a frog, it has jump boost, and it can swim fast. These abilities will also get better as it levels up. To upgrade this Patapon, you will need to throw a gold ingot at it. This is what the Patapon looks like at levels 1 to 4. This is what it looks like for levels 5 to 9. Lastly, this is its final form at level 10. This is the Moforu Rarepon. It is slightly stronger and tougher than Gekoroth. This Rarepon is resistant to cold, which means it can survive and stand on powdered snow. Although, it will only get stronger and tougher as it levels up. To increase the level, it requires an emerald. This is what the Patapon looks like at levels 1 to 4. This is what it looks like for levels 5 to 9. Lastly, this is its final form at level 10. Up next is the Chikkuri Rarepon. It is slightly stronger and tougher than Moforu. As you can see, this Rarepon is spiky. This means that it is painful to hit. Think of it as like wearing armor with the Thorns enchantment, which it is. The Thorns would increase as it levels up. To upgrade, it requires a diamond. This is what the Patapon looks like at levels 1 to 4. This is what it looks like for levels 5 to 9. Lastly, this is its final form at level 10. After that is the Mogyuun Rarepon. It is slightly stronger and tougher than Chikkuri. This patapon is heavy so it has knockback resistance. The resistance will increase as it levels up. To increase the level, you will need to throw a netherite scrap. This is what the patapon looks like at levels 1 to 4. This is what it looks like for levels 5 to 9. Lastly, this is its final form at level 10. The final Rarepon is the Baasara. This is the one above all Rarepons. It is the toughest and strongest. Since it has wings, this has slow falling. As it levels up, it will gain the first level abilities of other Rarepons. These include, Mogyuun's knockback resistance, Chikkuri's thorns, Pyopyo speed, Gekoroth's swimming, but it won't inherit Moforu's cold immunity and Gekoroth's jump boost. To level up, you will need to use a netherite ingot. This is what the patapon looks like at levels 1 to 4. This is what it looks like for levels 5 to 9. Lastly, this is its final form at level 10. Just like with the carrots, potatoes, and cake, I recommend that you throw these materials one at a time for each patapon. Also, I will have some graphics in the download page that would give specific details about the stats of each patapon. Because of the level system, a lot of these patapons are expensive. That's why I added in a drop system so you won't lose too much progress on a patapon if they perish. How this system works is that if a patapon is in pet mode, they are guaranteed to drop their spawn. If the patapon is in levels 1 to 4, they will drop a level 1 spawn. If the patapon is in level 5 to 9, they will drop a level 5 spawn. Finally, if the patapon is in level 10, they will drop a level 10 spawn. Following after is Priestess Meden. She still acts like a normal villager. However, her traits have been changed to the Mater Sapling. The Mater Sapling can be planted anywhere and has no gravity. The rotation is dependent on the direction it's placed. Just like a normal sapling, it will take some time before it can grow to a tree. You can speed up the process by throwing bone meal at it. This is what it looks like fully grown. I can make it more detailed like in the game, but I'm afraid it might cause lag. Anyway, once it is fully grown, you can now trade with the tree. The trades are the patapons. As you can see, the prices on the left are the same items needed to upgrade each patapon. This is so that the player would have a reminder on what they need. Breaking the Mater tree will give you its sapling, an oak sapling, and some oak wood. Another item that I added is the Patapon control book. You can get this book by typing the reload command, and clicking the text that says it will give you the book. This is where you can get the spawn eggs and toggle some settings. Many of these are self-explanatory. The master sounds control all the sounds made by this Datapack. And here, you can also disable natural spawning. Now, I'll explain this setting a bit. The Patapon's hitbox is smaller when it's in citizen mode. So, when you convert them to pet mode and they are next to a solid block, there is a chance that they would suffocate. To somewhat combat this, I added in a feature in which they would teleport a little bit towards the player. In case you don't like this, you can toggle it here. In this page, you can choose if you want to get all spawn eggs or just specific ones. I did some changes to the natural spawning system. In the past, baby mobs are included in the count on when the patapons would spawn. This is bad because if you had a mob farm, you would occasionally get patapons. Now, I think I fixed it. Even if a baby mob grows up, they would not be included in the mob count. Another thing in this new system is that the patapons that you will find will either be in level 1 or 5. Anyway, here are the places where you can find the patapons. Normals will spawn where pigs would spawn. Pyopyo will spawn where rabbits would spawn. Gekoroth will spawn where tropical fish would spawn. Moforu will spawn where goats would spawn. Chikkuri will spawn where parrots would spawn. Mogyuons will spawn where polar bears would spawn. Baasara will spawn where mushrooms would spawn. Meden stays the same where she would spawn in 1 in 10 piglin broods while being inside a cage. Once a patapon is tamed to a player, you cannot transfer ownership. When you want to change their modes, I recommend you throw them one at a time. This is because if you spam the items into a group, there is a chance that the patapons would break. If you want to heal or upgrade the patapons, I also recommend throwing the item one at a time. This is because the patapons will read a bundle of items as one item. The patapons can't use nether portals, but the others can. The patapons are two entities taking control over each other depending on the mode. This means that each patapon has one health bar for each mode. The reason I can't make them work is one because wolves are bugged right now. I hope Mojang could fix it soon. The reason why patapons can't drop their spawn if they are in citizen mode is because Mojang won't allow baby entities to have drops, and the patapons use a baby villager as base for citizen mode. So there is nothing I could do about that. In the past, if the patapons tried to swim, they would die. However, since I use a different method in this update to make the patapons, they can now survive water. There is some more info at the download page. Making these datapacks takes a while, so updates will be slow. Please consider to like, comment, and subscribe as it helps this channel a lot. Thank you for watching and have a good day.